Welcome to a South Africa I pray we will soon be saying goodbye to. A South Africa where people that drive around in cars are not afraid to loot your stuff should they find you at a disadvantage. Tell me, should you be rich and in a weak and helpless state, will they help you or will they begin to search your pockets and undress you for your Rolex and Gucci's? I think it sometimes depends on which people or location you find yourself around in that desperate state of helplessness. We have seen it over and over and over again, haven't we? The eagerness with which some people in South Africa are willing to loot and take what belongs to others, all with the excuse that we are poor. This guy was not poor.
Let us be clear, as a nation, that we will not tolerate any acts of criminality. We will not tolerate any acts of vandalism. Those who are involved in acts of violence will be arrested and prosecuted. Those found guilty of...
What about this one? Is this guy poor?
Now, the SIU raided the home of businessman Hangwani Maumela in Sandown, Johannesburg yesterday and seized assets, including 3 luxury vehicles. Maumela is accused of securing contracts worth over 800 million rand from that hospital. The SIU confirmed that the raid is linked to their ongoing investigation into the Tembisa Hospital corruption scandal. The SIU has so far seized 3 Lamborghini sports cars.
Even in this video, look at these people. They park their car right there in order to steal the bags of meal or whatever that is in that truck. This one person parks his own sedan to steal whatever is in the truck. Instead of showing Ubuntu to the truck driver and assisting him, or even if you don't assist him, at least do him no harm. Where's the Ubuntu here? Where? What do you think is going on in the minds of our people? These people clearly do not care that they are stealing. There is no sign that shows that they are even considering the consequences of their actions. And please, you can't blame poverty. You blame that on your own heart and your own mind. Many of our parents and grandparents were very, very poor, but they didn't resort to stealing. They didn't have lunch at school, but they didn't steal their classmates' lunch boxes. They didn't have bus fare and had to walk home long distances, but didn't steal their peers' coins. I remember my single mother wearing the same few outfits and a particular pair of worn-out boots every day to work, struggling to pay electricity, struggling to keep us well fed, often delaying to pay school fees for my brothers and I. But in all of that struggle, in all of it, not once was stealing an option. So let us all just stop using poverty as an excuse for stealing. Let us stop it already. Cyril Ramaphosa is not poor, is he? But he kept the US dollars in his furniture instead of paying taxes on that money, especially if it was legally obtained money, right? Which I personally think it wasn't. But bottom line is, it is not a poverty issue. We have a culture issue, a culture of being thieves, especially when we think that we can get away with it. And we need to acknowledge that culture and replace it with one of integrity and love for each other. If you love somebody, you would find it difficult, very difficult to steal from them, whether in the open or in secret. We need to deal with the culture of trying to steal and take what does not belong to us when we think that we can get away with it. We also need to deal with the culture of not shaming those who do this. No matter what we say, shame has a very important place in building a civilized society. Without shame, people are emboldened to behave like barbarians. So please bring back shame. When Cyril Ramaphosa comes, we praise him, even though we know full well that he is dishonorable. Why?
Lotshani. Ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuba lapha phakathi kwenu. Wow, anisebaningi nje. Ngiyayithanda i-ANC. Ngizoyivotela i-ANC. Izawina i-ANC. Magda.
When Paul Mashatile comes, we hug and we kiss him as if we do not know that he too is dishonorable. Why? We hug Mamkize because we are a society that hypes fame and money instead of honor and dignity. We sit in our homes, use our DSTV and electricity that we pay for to watch shows like Kwa Mamkize and teach our children to look up to women like her. Instead of condemning those who live large on our taxes, we celebrate them. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us? All of this is a creation and adoption of a destructive culture. A my body works for me culture instead of my brain, skills, experience work for me culture. A get those BMWs, those AMGs, those Rolls Royces at any cost instead of a culture of cut your coat according to your cloth. A reach for your goals with a clean conscious culture. Sadly, we have made low-value individuals seem like special South Africans instead of shameful South Africans. Where are the sensible, patriotic people who are standing up and shaming this rot in our country? We need to be more ashamed, ladies and gentlemen. Without a little bit of shame, we will not make it as a country. That is a fact. Thieves need to be frowned upon. Women who show off holidays and possessions funded by our taxes should be made to regret ever taking a rand of our taxes.
Now, you see Cyan Boujee is getting gigs, understand nothing about production, never been in studio in her life, and she didn't cup anybody to go drink. And then she's getting all these gigs because of the bump and the G-string. Let me finish, please. She's getting all these gigs because of the bump and the G-string. And then now she's playing Yebo, Lapo at the club just for her to go.
Glorified prostitutes need to be shamed in our society. Instead, our teachers happily put such women in front of our children. They are made career guidance counselors.
School.
Yeah, speak about kids, man. What do you feel about prostitutes now motivating kids?
What are you talking about? What did that happen?
Cyan Boujee.
Eh?
No, yeah, that is foul,
Dude,
man.
what fuckery is that?
Who calls Cyan Boujee to school? Like, who calls Cyan Boujee to school? Like,
That
to
principal,
come give a talk.
Magashi, that principal. Magashi.
No, guys.
Okay, like, why would you call Cyan Boujee to a school, though? I don't get it. Like,
To say what?
yeah,
Cyan
like,
Boujee.
Yeah.
yeah,
Where
she's at
to
a school.
go?
Yeah.
Motivate school kids.
Yeah, she ended up twerking. I mean, she was out of words.
Why are you turning? Guys.
guys.
Hey, if I was a parent at that school, like,
Yo.
I'll kick down doors, man. Like, why would you bring Cyan Boujee to do what? To motivate kids?
And it's not
For
Cyan
what?
Boujee's fault. I mean, like, she's not the one who said, I want to come to the school.
Yeah, she'll take it
co-
back.
Yeah,
Shout out
she'll
to her.
take it. It was a
She'll
gig
take the
for her.
bag
It was a
if they
gig.
pay.
But someone called her and
Yes,
said, hey,
that's the issue.
I've got a brilliant idea.
Let's bring Cyan Boujee to talk to the kid.
They give job opportunities and career advice to your children. And guess what? Many people ended up being exposed to human trafficking in Russia because of this. Why? Because as a society, we have elevated these dangerous, dodgy characters. Where else have you seen this happening? Only in places like South Africa and America. Singapore will not do this. Japan will not do this. South Korea will not do this. No ways. People being given guidance by people like this? Absolutely not. We have been a country that loves celeb culture too much, and we need to grow out of that childish nonsense now. We have elevated the worst among us to celeb status. We have listened to the worst of us.
There are a lot of podcasts and content creators that talk about important things like creating awareness, mental health, financial literacy, and all those important things. But a lot of people don't know about them because they're following all these influencers that are promoting promiscuous behaviors, constantly drinking drugs and all these nonsense, to a point where your radio station, they bring these people to talk about nonsense and they're saying that is influential. And some of them that are saying, no, I'm doing this for the youth so that one day, that's nonsense. But when you start talking about these things, but they're influencers.
We have embraced leaders who loot from us. Floyd Shivambu, Julius Malema, Cyril Ramaphosa, Jacob Zuma, Paul Mashatile, and many others. After stealing from us, these leaders are not shamed. And why should they be ashamed if you do not shame them? You are the ones who praise them. So they loot. You vote for them because you yourselves are looters at heart. When given a chance, you know very well that you too will loot. Hence, it is very difficult to shame other looters. May God help South Africa and all South Africans before it is too late. Anyway, that's it for today. Please let us know what else you think should be shamed in our nation. Use hashtag #BringBackShame in your comment. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Katlego. This is Citizen Concerned. And until next time, beware of the comrades.